Yes, good morning students. Today I am going to teach to standard 9. The subject is geography and the second chapter that we have is called geographic grid. That means we have here to study regarding the latitudes and the longitudes. Now let us see what is a geographical grid. You know what is a geographical grid? A geographical grid is the network of lines which run horizontally and vertically on the earth, that is the latitude and the longitude. So the lines running east to west parallel to the equator are called lines of latitude, and the lines running north to south passing through the poles are called lines of longitude. The intersection of latitude and longitudes pinpoint a place on the earth's surface, and these crisscross lines form a framework or a network which is known as geographical grid. Now let's see the next one, that is the lines of latitude. Now the lines of latitude are imaginary lines joining all the places having same latitude towards north or south of the equator. And in the latitude we have 0 degree, which is the longest latitude, that is equator. Latitudes are calculated according to the angle of a place which they make with the center of the earth, and they are also called the parallels of latitude. Okay, now let's see the next point of the latitude. Now each latitude is a full circle. Yes, each latitude is a full circle, and there is only one great circle, that is called the equator, and rest of the circles are called small circles. The length of the lines of latitude are not of equal length, as they become smaller when they move towards the pole. That means the diameter will be higher at the center as compared to the radius which is there at the poles. So the length of all the circles will not be equal. They keep on decreasing when they move towards the poles. Now there are various main latitudes. Now we have 7 out of them. We have equator, which is very important, 0 degree. Then we have Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Tropic of Cancer which is there in northern hemisphere, 23.5 degree north. Tropic of Capricorn, 23.5 degrees south. Arctic Circle, 66.5 degree north. Antarctic Circle, 66.5 degrees south. North Pole, 90 degree north, and South Pole, 90 degree south. Now equator is the only circle which divides the earth into two parts or hemisphere, which is known as northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. Now what is the use of a latitude? Yes, the latitudes are very useful because it helps to find out the location of a place, and it also helps to measure the distance of a particular place. Moving to the next one that we have called the heat zones. Yes, can you see heat zones? There are various heat zones on the earth, and this is all the heat. The name has been said heat zone. Why? Because it depends upon the rays of the sun which falls on a particular latitude or a particular region. Accordingly, it has been named as heat zone. So lines of latitude, they divide the earth into distinct heat belts. The first that we have is called the torrid or a tropical zone. The torrid or a tropical zone is an area of between Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. That means it ranges from 0 to 23 degree north to 0 to 23.5 degree south. That is the limit of torrid zone, and it is the hottest zone on the earth because here the sun rays fall vertically overhead on the both the tropics. Now the next one we have called the temperate zone. This temperate zone is between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere, and between the Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere. Here the climate will be relatively moderate as compared to the tropical zone. The last that we have the frigid zone. The name itself suggests frigid means freezed zone. The freezed zone is between Arctic Circle, that is in the northern hemisphere, till the North Pole, that is 90 degree north, and in the southern hemisphere it will move from the Antarctic Circle and towards the South Pole, that is 90 degrees south. This zone actually receives very slanting rays of the sun, and therefore this region receives low temperature and it is very cold. Now next, as we have already studied about the lines of latitude, now we will study regarding the lines of longitude. What is a longitude? A longitude is an angular distance of the place east or west of the prime meridian, and prime meridian is the line of longitude whose angular distance is defined as 0 degree and passes through Greenwich near London. So the vertical lines and the horizontal lines, we have the vertical line, these are the longitudes, and the horizontal lines we have the latitudes. The next one, amongst the lines of longitude, there are total 360 lines of longitude with an interval of 1 degree, and this 360 is divided as it moves 0 degree, which is prime meridian in longitude, 0 to 180 degree towards the east, and 0 to 180 degree towards the west. So total we have 360 lines of longitude. The lines of longitude are called meridians of longitude. Why? Because all the places on a particular meridian will have noon at the same time. All meridians of longitude, they converge at the poles and are thus having on equal length. The longitudes run from east to west, that is 180 degree towards the east and 180 degree towards the west. The prime meridian together with 180 degree longitude divides the earth into eastern hemisphere and western hemisphere. Now next we'll come to the next one, that is called the local time. Now what is the local time? Local time is of a particular region or a place, and it is obtained by the overhead sun at a noon. For each degree of longitude, the local time varies by 4 minutes, and every place at a different longitude will have its own local time. That means every place will have its own local time. Supposedly there is 73 degree at one place in Mumbai and 77 degree in your Delhi. Then you have to find out the 73 degree, that is 1 degree is equal to 4 minutes. 73 into 4 you will do, and 77 into 4 you will do. Then the difference of the time will be their own local time. So that means supposedly it moves 2 hours ahead. That means Delhi is more hotter as compared to Bombay. Is it clear? So 1 degree is equal to 4 minutes. So local time is been defined as every place at a different longitude will have its own local time. Okay. Now the next one that we have is the various time zones and standard time zones. Now we have the time zone, you can see, to overcome the various confusion. The earth has been divided into 24 time zones according to the number of hours in a day. Each zone covers 15 degree longitude, that is 360 divided by 24. The next that we have the standard time. The uniform time based on a central meridian is known as standard time. Then we have Greenwich Mean Time. The time of Greenwich, which is 0 degree longitude, has been selected as a mean time. Thus it is 12 noon at Greenwich, that is 15 degree east. Remember here 15 degree east longitude means 1 degree equal to 4 minutes. So if you do 15 into 4, that is 60 minutes. That means 1 hour here it will be. The time will be 1 p.m. definitely, because 12 noon plus 1 hour difference. Then at 30 degree longitude, what should be the time? 30 into 4, that is 60. Plus 60, 120. 120 hours means 2 hours. That is 12 plus 2. That is 2 p.m. So the time fixed with the reference to Greenwich is called Greenwich Mean Time. And we have the Indian Standard Time, the local time, that is 82.5 degree, which is 5.5 hours ahead of Greenwich Meridian, that is 0 degree. Okay, then there are certain worked out examples that you can read on your own. And the last one that we will do is the great circle and the small circle. Great circle is equator, and other circles of latitude are called small circles. There are various uses to the great circles. First is navigators uses to sail. Then great circles are used by meteorologists to determine the climate and the weather conditions, and etc. The rest thing is given in your book regarding the exercise. You can do it on your own. The very important and the interesting chapter, everything is given in the book. So thank you so much. If any queries, we will consult later on.